Hey guys, I'm back on Chess Cruncher TV. We're gonna go over remember I promised you all king and pawn endgames are confusing. I promised we would go over that. There's a funny phrase called let me see. I have to look make sure that I have it correctly. Let's see. Okay. Open the perfect. Okay. Well, Will Robertson had a phrase that it was like danger, danger, something like that. I want to see. Okay, hold just 1 second. Okay, with king and games would be easily mastered since all okay. Well, I'll just read it to you because this was a note from Jeremy Silman. One would think that the king and pawn endgame would be easy to master since all pieces have been traded. Doesn't lack doesn't it lack the multitude of armies that make things far less complicated? So people are saying, doesn't this situation when we trade off, won't it be a lot more easier to play than having so many pieces on the board in the middle game? The answer is resounding no. In fact, many king and pawn endgames are so complicated that they even boggle the mind of the world's elite players. Due to this complication, masters know that entering into a king and pawn endgame is an all or none, nothing decision. Leaping into one is perfectly okay, and often the only way to win or draw a game. But make sure that you have a firm handle on the resulting position before going into the endgame. The following examples are met by two things. We're teaching endgames to make it beautiful for you to actually play and enjoy, not boring and non-fun. Because some endgame positions they set up, they're not fun to play. Like this is actually from a game, and I'll tell you the players, but I wanted to tell you the other one. As an active warning, consider it. It's funny. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. That's from an old TV show. It's a kind of thing. Don't enter into a king and pawn endgame unless you choose to be there. You make the decision. You set up for that endgame. You make it possible for you to either draw or win. It's all up to you. That's why we're going over endgame, and then sometimes we do tactics. Those two areas are huge. Tactics will help you in the middle game, and of course, endgame and pawn studies and all the different studies that we went over, like deep freeze, chicken in the hen house, Lucinda position, Philidor's position, all those setups lead to either wins or draws. And that's why we slowly went over it. So into the game, the people who are playing is Smirnov. I'm sorry, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it. I'll spell it out. Shirov. That's him. Versus Gurvacek, but I'm gonna spell his out so that I pronounce it right. So white is Schnurr. I'm sorry. I'll just call him Sure or something like that. Sure. I think that's better. All right. I'll do sh. No, that's bad. Well, I'll just say white black. Okay, so that it's not complicated. But this was actually played in New Delhi, which is a city in India. 2000 straight up, the year 2000. So, and it's black to move here. And the reason I spell out their names is so that I don't pronounce them wrong. And I want you to make sure that if you wanted to look up the player, you can replay back and then get the spelling so you can look up, because he's really good. The person who plays white is really, really, really good. He's like the attacker's attacker, and he's going into an end game. Gruva check is going into an end game, and sure enough, I'll do the best I can. I hope I don't butcher his name. Sure enough, okay. I'm gonna do the best I can with saying it. Is white, and he's going into. He's actually, if you notice, an exchange up, and he has. Remember what we talked about the two connected pawn. The setup that these will support themselves if all these guys are traded off the board. If they are all traded off the board, and if the king tries to come here, we talked about it, that these pawns protect themselves. So it doesn't matter. These guys don't have to be babysitted by the king. This does for black, has to be babysitted. These two, there's a chance. There's a 3 to 1 majority, because if you notice that this is passed by this pawn here. So now it's considered 1, 2, 3, because it'll go here, here, and then next will go there. Or, yeah, you don't want to do this because it'd be a deep freeze, so you'd want to play here first, then here, and then break in the center. If this gets barricaded by like a rook or something, then you can break that way. Okay, enough talk. Let's get into the game and enjoy how the two great players did their end game. Black played G4. I know that sounds strange. Takes G4. Queen takes G4. Rook F1. F3. I know you're thinking, why did he trade off the bishop for the pawn? Is black knows that this pass pawn is a monster, and he's not worried about the extra pawns here because they could be easily handled, and he wants to get this guy going down the board. Trust me, they know what they're doing. Okay, so let's get F3. We'll get back to where we are. A2, H4, King G1, G3, Rook G2, Queen takes G2, Queen takes Queen, Rook takes Pawn takes Queen, Rook takes F, King takes, and wait a second. Did I not set this up properly? Or did I think I might have gone wrong somewhere. Now hold on, I apologize. I set this up, and I might have set this up in I might have missed a pawn, so I just want to set it up again. I had it all set up. I was gonna, go right through it with you guys, but I dislike sometimes making these mistakes. But we will get through it. It's doable. Just give me 1 sec, guys. Okay, here. Let's see. I think I got. Let's see. All right. Okay. Now I'll do white pawns. This. I'm still here, so I'm not ignoring you guys. Okay. Rook here. Oh, that's the reason. I think let me see. Let's finish off placing the pieces. And if it's not right, if somehow the notation doesn't work out, I'll set up the diagram and we'll talk about it anyways. So I have a diagram that I could set up off to the side. So either way, we're going to talk about the end game. Okay, so don't worry, everything's going to be okay. Let's see, there, okay, got it. Okay, finally, and it's black to move. I truly hope this works out, because I set this up correctly. Sometimes it's a little bit hard to, let's see, get going to see. Okay, it says that. That's crazy, but it was played in the game. Rook F1. Come on. Oops, sorry, I need to get off there. Queen takes. Rook F1. F3. A2. H4 check. King G1. G3 check. Rook G2. Queen takes G2. Queen takes G2. F takes G. Rook takes G. F8. King takes F8. E6. Oh, E6. I apologize. Oh, that's strange. I didn't. Okay, my bad. I for some reason I must have. I did. It was correct. That's what I'm trying to say. It was correct. Okay. Then you take here. H5. Isn't this funny? You have these two guys. They're going to be here. The king has to stay here. These guys will come here, and the king has to stay here. It's kind of like land. They're both having to protect their pawns, so it's probably going to end up a draw. Let's see what actually happens. Black wants to move here. The reason black wants to move is he wants to come here and barricade this off, or he wants to play here and stop the king, because he doesn't want the king to move in and start, gobbling up the black doesn't. But it's too bad it's not. Let me see. It's too bad it's white's turn, not black's turn. So black, you're gonna have to deal with it. E7 check. King E8. King H2. It's like he's welcoming black to come in and say, bring your pawns closer. It doesn't scare me one bit, because I will stop you, and it will end up to be a victory for me. So it was like, what the heck, you're welcoming him to come in? Yeah. King G3. E8. King G2. G4. King G3. Now, it's kind of like, it's a weird kind of move sequence. King F7. He doesn't want to go here because it potentially could be lost for the king, because the king will come here. I'll show you, if he comes here, there's a potential for, yes, you're thinking, what about here? There's a potential, let me see, queen. Okay, I don't think that works then. For some reason I thought, well, go figure. We'll just delete this. Okay. Okay, so 15. King F7. King D5. D5. Oh, I gotcha. D4, F7, King F4. Because he can't push here, because if he does, that gets taken. So now it's white to move. I forgot. I'm sorry. If he plays here, white will take it. So if he plays here, it's just in time. He can queen this pawn. Okay, King E8, King E5. I know you're probably, he goes F7. You're probably thinking, why doesn't he just, I'm sorry, go back here. Why doesn't he just play here? There's a reason. Because what's going to happen is you're going to say, thank you very much, checkmate, and he's one move away from queening, so black can't push his pawn. He has to endure all the pain and agony that white's going to inflict on him. I know, it's horrible, but it happens. He's now going to penetrate through here and up here. And he's going to get one of these guys going. He might even have him in Zugzwang. Well, we'll see later. G3, King C6, G2, King D7, Queen, Queen with check. That's incredible. And at this point, it's actually resignable for black, because he really there's really nothing he could play. Let's see. Well, let's just take a look at what he could play. If he plays here, he's going to check that. You check there. He can't play here, so he's got to come here. Then you have a check. He comes here. You got. Let's see if we can check. He comes back. You take with check, and yeah, it's all over. Chernov, I think his name is Chernov. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. Had all this in his mind outlaid, and Gruvacek, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, understood that at this point back here, it's game over, because there's really no hope of anything happening for black. Because if he moves here, he might even, because Chernov is actually a strong player, he'd just take that pawn there, and he would wait for his opportunity to. There's the best that black could do is more likely a check, and it comes here, comes down check, and if he does that, he loses that pawn. And so yeah, black's in nothing but pain, and more pain. And so we'll we'll stop on that one. We'll pick up another one next time. So we'll play a couple games, and then I have to log off for work tomorrow. But I wanted to play a couple games. Let's see how our opponents are doing. boy. Anything? Come on, there's 10,000 players on. There should be something. Maybe I'll think about this one. I'll think about this. There's got to be more that are going to pop up soon. Let's check something out. Let's see if there's any. Wow, there's a lot of rated ones, but I don't want to do rated ones. We'll just wait for a second, but you know, it tells us right there that endgames are important. White was able to go into an endgame the way that he wanted, and then at the right time he was able to put black into Zugzwang, and he won the game, because black he wanted to move at one point, but he couldn't. It was white to move. Black wanted to move over and block the pawns, and maybe even get his pawn moving. See, he was one move away from queening. He wanted to get remember when he had the two pawns on G5 and H5, and the king was on G3, white's king. Black wanted to have the move so that he can play G4, and that white wouldn't have enough time to get to C6 and queen. Black would queen, and then white would queen, and then potentially there'd be a draw. In that situation, it's a possible. But in the way it worked out, it didn't. It was white to move. He had that one king move that was important, and he won the game by that extra move, or that move. And black would have drew the game if he had known, if he had had that one move, but he didn't. So let's see something. Oh, nice. Oh, drat. That came up and then left. Snikes. Oh, come on. Oh, I'll try this one. Drat, I should have offered if anybody wanted to play. I apologize about that. After this, we'll do that. A good person to do the London from is Simon Williams or Ginger GM. He has three. He has three of them that's out there, so that you can you do it and have a learning, and you can learn how the London system works. He's going to take here with his knight or his bishop. I don't want to take bishop takes bishop, because the queen will come in. Let's just say it's not fun for me. Oh, he's trying to trap my bishop. He's a silly man. He knows better than that. Because if he, let's say, there, knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes, queen takes. Yeah, he's threatening this pawn here, so we do not want that to happen. So what is our plan here? See, if I can move my bishop here, he plays there. I take, knight takes, and I can push, and I will win. I will win back my my knight with f4. Let's see, okay. Let's play knight. If I can win a I can win a pawn here. If he plays here, that totally weakens his position. That's like not a good move at all. Yikes. So he's playing that. Wow. I lured all of his king pawns forward. Now there's going to be a lot that can happen now here. I'm going to win. Ooh, interesting. So he's playing that. Huh. Let's see, what do we want to do here? So if I play bishop takes knight, pawn takes, attacks the knight. This is interesting. This is an interesting position for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna take. Let's play pawn to h4. Alright, we're gonna play some Harry. We're gonna do Harry. Let's let him truly crush his own self. Nice. Okay. Now we're implanting our knight into an outpost where it can never, 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 never be kicked out. And black has just crushed his structure. There's like pain and more pain that's gonna happen. And it's just a sad state of affairs, man. Yeah. Nice try. I'm not letting you in. You are not getting into my position. No thank you, sir. Yeah, that's right. I love it. Let's bring down the hammer. Because that bishop move actually blocked his d6 protection of his the queen. Yeah, he's gonna have to move. That's exactly right. And let's see. If I'm not mistaken, I think, let's see, I could play queen here, attacking that. Yeah. Yeah, you can't play b4. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. That's an interesting move. Let's see. Nothing there, nothing here. There's no problem. I'm gonna lock down the pawn structure on white's color, it's bishop. So it's a closed position, so this is stellar for me. I have two knights. He's got a bad, very bad bishop. I also have the potential for a fork here if this position opens up. Ew, so he wants to close even more. Wow. That's crazy, man. Crazy. I don't want to play knight here because he'll open up the structure here, and I do not want his position to open up at all. I want to make it so it won't do that ever. Let's see. I can't play there, so I'm just going to have to retreat back. It's a pain, but you know what? I can also reroute my knight. So remember, endgames, slow movements. It's not all about the attack. It's about basically being a boa constrictor and just strangling your opponent to no end. And his pawn structure is horrible, so let's see if we can take advantage of any of this weakness. Let's see. Let's see, okay. Okay, I'm trying to see what would be... I'm thinking of playing a4. Well, it's coming into a end game almost very close. So that's what I'm trying to work towards, having a knight versus a bishop with the structure that white has right now is horrible. Let's just say it's not something you would want to have. Let's see. Okay, here could retreat my queen back, then get ready for this push. This humongous assault on the... I could play here. Yeah, I'm going to trade off queens right now, bring my knight here and into here, and then double attack this base pawn. And I also open up the king side. It also allows my knight to come in, so this is all good for me at this moment. Because I'm going to take the open file here. Now his knight's offside, so there's really no fear of anything happening at this moment. So I am going to... I want a castle, or can I play knight here and pop it in there? That's what I'll do. I'll play knight here and pop it right in here. Because there's no real threat, and this spot here is no longer profitable for me. And this knight guards here, this pawn guards here. Yeah, his knight is so silly looking. He's going to have to retreat back here. And then what I can also... Interesting, so he's just going to try to play there. Okay. Not to worry. This idea still works because if he takes the pawn, I'll take with check. And so I will win. Yes, he'll get 2 pawns, but I will have a bishop versus a knight. Let's see. Anything that he can do? No, his position is really bad right now, so what I'm going to do is guard this pawn here, bring my knight in. Yeah, his only move is here. I might castle kingside. Not for anything but to get my rooks involved. But the only problem is I could just play... Boy, I want to move my knight, then I could play king here. That's what I'll do. I'll move my knight, then I'll play king. Then that connects the rooks too, and it's closer to the center. Okay. Yeah, black could double on the c-file. That is true. I'm gonna have to sack that one pawn, but that's fine. I can take back another one. A base pawn. Now I'm gonna move my pawn over here. I'm sorry, pawn my rook over here. Yep, I love my position too. It's so stellar. Let's see. Huh. Ooh, nice fork. No, I can't fork yet. Snikes. That stinks. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see. Here. I'm gonna attack here. He can't move his can't take. And if he takes the pawn with his bishop trying to do some strange thing, I don't think he will. I don't really see anything he could. Yeah, it's the only thing I could see that he could do is there. Okay, dokie. let's hold that pawn really quick. I know it's kind of like, what are you doing? You're holding a pawn, but it's that pawn will keep the bishop out from any attack, and I don't not want to risk anything like that. Any attack coming down. Ooh, f4, yeah. That is an interesting move, for sure. For sure, for sure. I'm already preparing to move my rook back down, but I want to bring my, actually I gotta be careful with that, because that could get trapped. No, yeah, that could get trapped if I'm not careful here. Yeah. That actually helps me in this situation. I has no break, no plan. Yeah, I do. My plan is I have to activate my knight, and then I actually can bring my rook over. Because if I could get a knight here, yeah, that's one of his ideas there. I see that. Okay. Let's see here. I just gotta play there. I know that's a sucky move, but let's see. Okay. Oh, wow. That was strange for sure. Now I can protect my knight. I can't believe he allowed that to happen. I'm gonna now get my pawns pushing up the board. I'm gonna start these two guys storming up. Boy, this is a very uncomfortable position for sure. I can't do that because, well, I could, because then I could play the A takes, and I take. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm going to reroute it here. I think this might be a draw now, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think there's any way I can enter into the position. Yeah, I think this is a draw now. Because if he pushes, he actually loses. Because I could come over and win that. So, it actually might be 1 for me now. No, I think it's still a draw. Because then he can move here. Yeah, I think this is a draw now. Wait a second. Is that a win? Oh my word, I hope I didn't. Did I blow this? I think I might have lost this. Let me see. I don't think so. I think I can actually hold this. I think it's a draw. Oh, I might even. I think it's a draw. I'll offer a draw. Yeah, I do know opposition. This is triangle. I'm trying to triangulate so that he'll move, but I don't think. Oh wow, 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 wow. So if I take here. Yeah, he lost. Now he's losing. This actually is a losing move. That move lost the game. He should have just stayed with a draw and just did the triangle or the opposition or triangulation thing. Let's see, I probably should get my pawns are rolling now. Because he's going to try to push here and get in, yeah. Not giving that pawn away. Two passed pawns could be a problem here, so take that one. So I check here. Check. Now it's game over at this point. That was a good game. Let's see if we can find another one. Okay. Let's see. So 18, 19. Why do they always want to do these blitz ones? Oh, nice. We'll do a 10-minute one. That's a fun one. Oh wow, somebody took that one. If nothing comes up in a little bit, I just have to log off because it's getting kind of late. I'll wait until 1:40, and if nothing comes up that's reasonable by 1:40, I have to bug off for work. Yeah, it was so close. His game, he made, yeah, he when he played that move, I don't know what he was thinking, cause that, ooh, nice. Here's one. Come on, there we go. Yeah, it was crazy, that move. He should have just went with the draw, but he didn't. So we got to see a quality game. Let's see. Wow, his position's totally cramped. Going to I'm gonna play b4. I like b4. Stops the queen coming in, then I could play b5. Oh, interesting. So he's doing that. Nice. Let's see what we got here. So he castled, did he? Let's see. I'm gonna try Harry. Just hold on real quick. I got to turn off the air. There we go. Got too chilly in here. Yep. Let's do this. Oh yeah, I will do that. Yeah. Come on. Okay, let's get some water. Let's see, what is his position is really cramped. And I'm gonna make it more cramped. I need to make it, I think that stops anything that he can really play at the moment. Let's see. Nothing, well, it does have a bishop move. Actually, can't play that bishop there, that's crazy, because you'd lose a pawn. He might try breaking with b5. But if I lock that down, I'm going to lock that down. Next I'm going to play c5. I'm going to play c5. Yeah, Jeremy Soman says if you get a closed position like this, or you could just slowly take away. Oh, so he did play that after all. Wow. Interesting. I do not like that move that he played. Okay. Boy. Let's play bishop. I'm gonna try to come in here, you know. I don't want to trade off anything. He'd be silly to come into c3, so he won't do that. Who knows, he might do that. Yeah, you never know with players. And if I have a shot, I'm going to actually take... cool. Ooh, interesting. So he played that. Okay, oops, I played there. Sometimes I have to take a double look. Let's bring my rook into the fight. We'll allow that trade for right now. Let's see what we can do here to cause a little bit of problem. Boy, 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 boy. This is not too fun right now. Gotta stay ahead of the clock. Yeah, he's having to think because I could play queen to c2. We almost got this guy. We almost got this guy. It's so funny. It looks like he's actually winning, but he's losing. You just have to look far enough, yeah, far enough into the future to see it. Let's see, okay, if I played there, there. Let's see, is there anything else that he could do? Let's see, there. No. I like this here. I think that's the best. Yeah, he played the losing. Ooh, interesting. So he's thinking of doing that. Nice. Hey, he knows his tactics. Yeah. Let's see how we want to do this. Okay. Because now his... Let's see. No, I can't play there yet. Yeah, I'm gonna take that pawn. He's gonna fork me here. Then I'm gonna take queen takes. Oh wow, he didn't fork me there. Nice. Now he let me out of the fork, and next I could play knight here check. Trying to think, is there anything you could do there? I don't think so. I'm gonna take there. Yeah, I'm up at exchange now. Sorry I haven't been talking, it's just been I've been in that zone. He'll just resign here. Yeah, good game, guys. Good game. We'll go back to a point where potentially he could have actually won. Let's see, where is that? Okay, after this, he should have played right here. That would have been one of the winning ideas, because I really can't do anything but lose a. I would lose one of these pieces. So I'd probably have to play right here, then he would take there, and I'm very unclear, maybe something like that. Maybe I can win a pawn here, you know, and then he'd probably double up. And I'd play here. No, I wouldn't have to play there. I could just take, let's see, knight takes here, and then takes, check, takes, yeah, and then he's got to pass pawn, so probably he'd be better in this situation, slightly better. Slightly. But thank you, thank you, Lord Jesus, that he didn't see this move back here. Where's that? Oops, wait a second. I'm sorry. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here, there. Yeah, he didn't see this move here, the knight to b4. So we still would have had a pretty good chance of holding the position. So it would have been more into his side, and I would have to prove a lot more, you know. But in the end, we would eventually do it. So okay, with that, guys, I kind of went over a little bit of time, but I'm glad I got to do another game and talk with you guys. And those who are out there that are just listening in and they want to follow and they see what they like, click follow, guys, and you'll get to see more games, more tactics, and more endgame. Okay, guys, with that, remember, Wesley So says, serve the Lord Jesus. As I say, God bless, guys, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a great night and a great rest.